the I'm a Fan of podcast, music, comedy, and more.
Jeff Adair, welcome.
What's up, buddy?
I was just asking you about the name, whether it was Adair or Adair, and you said it depends.
Yeah, it depends. I grew up with it being Adair,
Yeah.
I moved to Dallas and started like reading some books and getting people with some formal education say my last name, and I kind of picked it up. It's Jeff Adair, actually.
It is Adair.
Yeah, it's Adair.
All right.
It's Adair. Jeff
All right.
Adair.
So I did it right, even
Jeff
though
Adair Films.
Jeff Adair. Well, where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Athens, Texas. It's like an hour and a half away.
Okay, Texas. Yeah, gotcha. Dude, you were wild, and I like it, man.
Yeah, I'm a little rated R sometimes.
Not even that. Just I like that you just do your thing, your own way. For people who don't know, Jeff's a filmmaker of all varieties. But what is like your main? I just discovered you on social media like a couple months ago, and I've just been enjoying the ride, man. But it seems like you're just working constantly. I can't peg down like kind of what's your bread and butter and what's your side hustle, or if you're just always doing everything.
Just really music videos is kind of, I would say, my bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
But because of like the shift of the industry right now, I'm diversifying. Like there was a point in my time where I was like, dude, only music videos because it kind of fits my style and my personality.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the shift of like the world and kind of where I see the future of video going,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot more open to diversifying my scope of work.
Where do you see the future of video going?
Well, because of music videos in the past being my only like forte, my only niche, that's gonna be gone eventually. Yeah.
Why do you think so?
It's not gonna be 100% gone. That's kind of why I'm creating like this influencer kind of vibe, because with AI coming and being a force to be reckoned with, especially in a few years out, because I'm kind of looking in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, it's a little taboo. A lot of people, even in my industry, hate it.
Yeah.
But in the future, with music videos and artists like just doing their own videos, that's a reality. Okay, and so if you're like, going with the trend, going with the current social media vibe, the current internet ways of life, you could become like this influencer and be like a facilitator of the AI world that we're heading to, okay? If you have a brand attached to the overall vibe of the videos, you know what I mean? So, in the future, man, artists are just going to do their own videos, okay? Unless, and like all the market that has been saturated with so many video makers, directors, producers, that's going to shrink down because the people that are just getting into it, or the people that are currently trying to get into it, they're not going to be able to withstand the hardships. You got to love this shit, okay?
Yeah.
And so, can I curse on this?
Yeah, whatever you
Okay.
want.
And so, the saturated market's going to kind of shrink down a little bit unless you're like, got a name or got a brand behind your work, and so. I mean, I'm no stranger to music videos. I've been doing music videos a long time, but I'm just more, I think, less reluctant to. I'm down with the AI,
Yeah.
in comparison to a lot of other people in this industry. I feel like the monster's kind of, you can't put him back in the cage, and so I've just kind of been leaning into it, and yeah, I think in the future, if it's going to be a little easier if you have a brand attached to your work. I mean, that's always been a factor, but I just feel like...
Yeah, well, I mean, then things always grow and change, right? And everybody's guessing about AI right now. I have no idea either. But, I mean, I see where you're coming from, right? It's going to get easier, and hiring somebody is expensive. And if you can cut that cost, you're going to try to do it, right?
Right. And so now I'm with this, I'm thinking it's going to be smart to attach yourself to real shit versus like narrative work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
music videos that are like we're putting stuff together. Now I'm going for like people that are running businesses, real people that want to be on camera. And so that's kind of like I'm trying to diversify now and just kind of do some of that work. Even though I've never really liked doing that work, just because I kind of like the music video stuff. I'm kind of like, I grew up as a skateboarder. I've kind of been against like authority. I've been kind of like a rebel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so music videos have always like really went hand in hand with that personality or that vibe. Whereas like, corporate stuff, I'm even down for corporate stuff now, just because like I got a lot of goals, and the corporate checks kind of coincide with those goals that I have.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I used to be like, dude, I don't even care about the check, like the corporate, like I don't even want that shit. But now I'm like, okay, that's because of AI, like shit, you might want to get your foot in that door.
Well, and it's nice to have that check to fund the more creative side that you want to be a little looser with too. You know, like it gives you the freedom to be more creative if you're not thinking about that. But I wonder though, right? Because I see a guy like you, your stuff on social media, even before this AI switch goes, you know, there's still always going to be like your flavor of doing things, whether it's filming something, whether it's using AI to put it together, like it's still your style. And I don't know if AI is going to take that over. Like I think they'll be able to copy everything we do, but you're still going to have these original ideas that I don't think it's going to be able to pull out of thin air. It'll only be able to mimic you after you've done it, right?
Well, no, because like everyone has a different process, and I don't want to give too much of like the process, you know, but AI has made it where you can truly have your productions in 3 different categories. You can like have the first category, which is like the writing, the thinking, the concept creation. Then there's the shooting, you know, and in that shooting process, in that shooting department, in that chapter of the overall production, things kind of skew from that first one. You know, you always have this idea, and then as you're doing it, you know, the weather, someone won't show, an actress won't show up, or it'll be a different, something will skew that original idea, right? Now we're kind of like, you know, we got this part. Now when we're on the third part, which is the post-production, now we can just straight up take organic new thoughts and add it to what we were doing in 1, 2, and 3. So it's literally like 3 pieces to the pie now. And so I like the fact that AI can like do that for you. You know, it can like you can just add steroids to your creativity on that third part, which you may not even had that chance to do it without AI. You know, so I'm just kind of like leaning into that part of, you know, the new process that AI has brought to the table.
I mean, it's a good strategy, right? You're either going with it or getting left behind.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, that is one thing I did learn in film school was like you write a movie, you shoot a movie, and you edit a movie. And what they meant by that was like they're all different. So never be like married to like, you got to kind of go with the flow, okay? Yeah. Things are going to change a little bit. You can't get all flustered, and you just got to kind of have to go with it. Now with AI, I mean, that is just on steroids now.
Yeah, I've only done 2 film projects. So on this podcast, I have musicians and comedians, and then I say and more, people like you who are just interesting, that are creative.
And real quick, guys, I'm sorry about the orange jumpsuit. I'm actually I'm a cowboy. I'm basically your favorite video production company's favorite videographer, Dallas's Film Renegade. And the Dallas Police Department, they were looking at my social medias and they saw all of my no permit shoots, and they came and arrested me today. And so I literally just got out of jail. I have to pay my bail bonds. So sorry for being late. That's why the jumpsuit is here. Because basically I got arrested earlier. They picked me up, man.
Where does the permit discussion come from with you? Because this is a deep discussion I've seen through your social media. All right, so where does the permit talk come from? Because it cracks me up every time. And for a while I was
people thought it was serious.
Yeah, for a while I was like, how serious are permits here?
Well, no, it's so funny because like my comedy, my humor, because like, by the way, like, you know, you're talking about you bring comedians on here.
Yeah.
I mean, my dream job is to be a comedian.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I know some people.
No, real shit. Like,
if you want to start doing some sets, we can make it happen.
I mean, to make a living talking shit, like that would be amazing. That'd be sick. I mean, dude, lugging all this film gear and doing all this film stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking work.
Well, like I said, I've only done 2 projects. So I filmed 2 comedy specials for these comics, like hour-long thing. And, you know, I'm 40, so I grew up going to the movies. Like, I love movies, you know. It's like we had that childhood where each week you were deciding if you're going to go watch a movie at the theater before it's kind of, the industry's kind of turned into what it is now, where it's like everything's so expensive. The movies they're putting in there, they're not taking chances.
They're shit.
Yeah. And, so I love it. And I saw this one person on YouTube talking about how comedy specials are filmed really weird because they try to make them look like these big, grand productions, like, look how successful I am. And they have these swooping shots from crane cameras and things like that. And it's not the experience you would have there. And so, you know, I was trying to rip them off this person's philosophy of just trying to add like a little bit of cinematic to it, but not the actual performance, but like, what is this person about? What stage setup is good for them? And then making an intro that kind of sets you up for it, right? Because, old TV shows, old movies, the intro was like this several minute thing to kind of get your mind ready to watch whatever you're about to watch, like kind of put you in that zone, And now everything's going faster, so people don't do that as much. But I tried really hard to do that on both of mine, where we had an intro that was kind of tailored to that person. And it was, one, it's very difficult to just kind of capture like that essence of whatever this project's going to be. And then two, like you said, it's like we showed up, we had this kind of, loose storyboard in mind of what we're going to do. And then by the time we finish the editing, it's almost totally different,
For sure.
And it was a really quick education, because I don't have any, like formal film training or anything like that. I'm just learning what I can and going with my gut. And then the next thing I realized was just, God, I can't believe how expensive it is just to make something shitty. Like, I'm just using my camera that I have. Any light, like I'll pull these lights down and take them with me if I need to. But I start thinking about other people's large productions where it's like, God, just to light this consistently, over like multiple takes or something. Like if you're outside and there's sunlight and these things. And it's just giving me a whole new respect of what all goes into even making like a shitty film. Just how hard someone tried and it still turned out crappy.
Oh, yeah.
But where did you go to film school?
I just went to Art Institute of Dallas.
Yeah.
That's what brought me to Dallas. I've been here for 20 years now. And so moved here from Athens, went to Art Institute from 06 to 08, and got out 08 to 2010. I mean, I'm just doing whatever really pays video-wise. And then 2010, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm not even doing anything besides music videos. I kind of started building my career from there.
Yeah.
But real quick, we're kind of ADHD. Just
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm totally ADHD like a motherfucker. In fact, FWMOTV. Fuck with me on the videos. All right. That's my tagline.
What is that? Fuck with my shit?
It's basically like every time I'm done with my skit online, I'm like, fuck with me on the videos.
There it is.
And so, sorry about the cursing, guys. But yeah, as far as the film permit thing, just real quick, just touch back on that.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Jumping around.
So basically, like, I kind of went into like, I want to be a comedian. Well, that's dry humor. That's me being funny. Like me, I'm like in front of the cop car. I'm like, guys, you're not even a filmmaker if you don't fucking get permits. And I'm basically trolling all the serious ass filmmakers that are like super like bougie, like with your Jeff, with your little productions. Like, do you have film insurance? Oh my God. Like, so basically trolling that philosophy, that mindset. And
it's good, man. You got me on several of them.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I'm always just kind of having fun with it.
Of course, what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you got to, man. That and the, I love when you bust out the wig, man.
I almost brought the wig today. Almost brought the toupee. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like
there was one you put out where you had on what was it? You were like how to shoot a full video with meta glasses, I think.
Oh yeah,
and you have that wig on, just flopping around as you're like belly crawling and hopping around. I was dying laughing, man, dying. So funny. But yeah, man, it's like. But on the flip side, as much as you're joking around, like I can tell you make like serious work. Like your stuff looks good. The clips, the stuff I've seen looks really great. Because that was one of the things that caught me off guard. Because you're in this world of like social media. Like I have made a couple things that I filmed, but I don't really consider myself like a filmmaker. You know what I mean? And you have these people who they run and gun a bunch of stuff, and they're just like, I'm a filmmaker. And it's like, yeah, I guess if you create something, you are. I'm not taking that away from you. But there are levels of like my knowledge of how to work a camera, for instance. It's limited. Like I would never let someone hire me and take money to do that type of work. When we filmed the comedy specials, like when it came to the actual filming on the stage, it's like I hired a crew who knows how to do all the little nuanced things that are going to make this look better, and I'm just trying to peek over their shoulder and learn more. And then I was doing these recordings for these people on my dime to release on my channel. So it's like I can take that risk because I'm not taking your money. But when you see somebody like yourself who's like goofing around and stuff, you wonder, you're like, how good is it? Because it's social media. Everybody is like, I'm incredible. Hire me. But then I see the work and it looks great, man. It looks awesome. And it seems like you have a deep client list going all the time.
Yeah, I got a clientele base just from being 16 years into it.
Yeah.
A couple years back, I took like a small break. And when I came back into it, that's kind of when I started really ramping up the social media stuff, because I kind of saw that was like the future, being like raw, being cringe,
Being
like,
yourself.
yeah, just being entertaining versus super serious. Like some of my peers are still in that old bubble that I used to actually be in. Like I would say before 2020, and like from 2010 to 2020, I was kind of like super serious, and I didn't want to be vulnerable. I didn't want to, I didn't want to be cringe or whatever, Then I saw that's kind of what's going to get you views, and I kind of just like broke the mold, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to do it like this now, because this is what's this going to work.
Feeling free, right?
Yeah, and so it's been working out. Dallas is huge. Dallas has like 7 to 8 million people in DFW, and so because of the views, I'm able to. I mean, I'm getting like 10 to 20 DMs a day. So I literally make. I do no cold calls. I make all my money from Instagram DMs.
Wow. How do you, I mean, when it's coming in like that, how are you deciding, what's going to be a good client and worth your time, and something that's not going to be like they run you around, they don't have any money, they're hoping they,
Well, I just have I have a strict pricing process. Okay. It's like, here's the prices, take it or leave it.
Gotcha.
Deposit gets a meeting with me. The money has to come. I'm not. It sounds bougie, and people.
No.
Very seldomly, people are like offended, but I'm like, dude, I'm not about to go meet you. Like
that's my point. Is like, I'm fortunate releasing those comedy specials that people are reaching out, comics saying like, I'd like to work. You'll appreciate this, right? They'll hit you up and they're like, hey man, I don't want anything crazy. I got a show coming up in 2 weeks. I just want like 5 cameras. Audio. Well, thank you. Okay, you get it, right?
I want nothing crazy. I got a $200 budget. I want a crane shot, 5 cameras, pro audio. Make sure that audio's good.
Yeah, and that's what I tell them. I'm like, I appreciate the hustle, but that's I'm gonna, for something like that, I need a couple months to, I got to see if this film crew is even available, if they have people. It's like, because I don't like setting a static camera. I want the camera to be panning, right? So it's like if you want 4 cameras, I need 4 people. And all of them need money and gas money, and they're going to be there for hours. And they're like, yeah, nothing crazy. And then they'll throw out I was thinking we could probably do, like 2-3 shows, just in case something doesn't hit. And it's like, yeah, it's like 2 to 3 times the cost now. I mean, and it just doesn't seem to factor that in. So that's why I was asking. I could imagine your DMs would be getting hit up with people who just don't understand that it's like, hey, this is a business. I'm not here just doing favors. So anybody bothered by that, whatever.
Yeah, they're coming with a budget, but it's more great. So, they're like, oh, okay, I can't afford that, but there is a window of people that are serious about their craft, and they know, my prices are actually fair. And so, it keeps me busy. I'm a little under probably what I should be charging at my experience and my skills level, but with the economy, with being a freelancer, with the saturation of the market of so many video people, it keeps me busy. And I'm a grateful person to be able to do this for a living, to make the money I make, and so I work hard, and it's a blessing. So I don't price myself out of that. I rather be busy every day. I don't mind working. So, and I also have a very affordable. I have a very affordable rate, $300 reel rate for musicians. It's 1 hour of shooting, a 90-second edit, basic edit, $300 mic drops, $300 one takes. So those keep me busy too. So like an artist, he'll just get like one raw. I'll give him 3 raw takes. We'll shoot with 1 hour, and I give him 3 90-second one takes. So we'll probably shoot 2 angles per song per 90 seconds. It's meant to be like a half a song, basically. Yeah. Now new songs are short anyway, but yeah, that entry level keeps, that's like a daily booking.
Yeah,
that's
what I mean? Awesome. Do you find that people, do they struggle when you're saying, okay, I'm going to give you 3 90 seconds? Do they come at you like, that's not much? Like, do they feel that way, or do they understand that you using these 3 clips, if you set it up right, this can be a powerful marketing tool. But if you just throw it out there into the wind with no plan, then that you're probably not going to like that, right? But if you really think like, okay, I got this song, I want to push it, how am I going to use these reels to promote myself strategically, then now it's worth every penny. Do they get that concept, or struggle?
They're getting it now. Yeah. So like a year ago, only the big people got it. Okay, only the bigger people that have been signed or are signed or study the game, they understood that, yeah, we don't need this like big production. I just want like, it's meant, the one takes, what they're meant to be is like your homie has a cell phone and he's filming you doing a really quick video, because that's, remember how I was talking about how social media has changed and it's supposed to be raw and cringe now? Well, that kind of goes both ways, even for the artist now. The artist, there is no more early 2000s, 1990s, where the label like controls this narrative of the artist. The artist, if he don't have a personality, he ain't gonna make it in today's world.
Yeah.
So what that means is he or she has to be very every day with it. Okay, content is king, and so the one takes are meant to be basically the candid, like, throwaway one takes, but with a good camera. Okay, and so a lot of artists that are serious or that have been signed or just study the game, they see people have been doing that for a couple years in LA, New York. Bigger artists have been doing that. Just these simple, stand on the corner, have a good camera guy shoot this literal one take. There is no cuts. It's just, it is what it is. And so bigger artists over the last year, they've already been on that. It's the smaller artists that don't get it because they don't have as much experience, so they feel like they have to give everything they put out has to be so big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're slowly starting to realize, hey, like it's more about like repetitive. It's more about like an everyday thing. So these 90-second one takes, what you're supposed to do with those is chop them up into 30 seconds per one take. So now we have 9 pieces of content. You're going to drop that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's week 1. So those 3 one takes are actually almost a whole month of content.
Right.
That you're putting out, like, you're every day you should be setting your phone up, having your music playing while you're fucking making a sandwich. You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck. And then you're peppering in these high quality things, to show your audience, like, look, like, I'm kind of all over the place. Like, yeah, I do these simple shots by myself, but I actually have these production one takes. And then also I have like a 300 all the way to 2,500. So basically, I got these bigger in videos.
Right.
I got the music videos that are higher, more money, and then I got these cinematic reels that are like got effects in it. So there is like this whole the 300 is just like to kind of get you in the door, and then that also is just like kind of like my bottom package where
Right.
Just to stay busy daily. I get 1 or 2 of those a day, so that kind of just helps generate the revenue for my business.
Yeah.
But that also is just getting the foot in the door from the artists to just bring them in and
Show them what you do.
show them what I do.
I mean, I'm so glad you say that because there's so many of these fucking like TikTok, Instagram, film influencers who want you to buy their package of how to grow your business.
I can't stand
all
those.
that. And
I
one
cannot stand
of the most common things they promote, which drives me crazy, is making your client list smaller with people that pay ridiculous amounts. So like trying to find some sucker who's going to put you on like a giant retainer or something, which is so impractical, right? Rather than, like you were saying earlier, I'd rather be working. It's like, I'm not saying go do it for free or go do it for some amount that doesn't make sense to where you're not eating and paying your bills. But why not have these affordable options as well?
Exactly.
Making your nickels and dimes with your dollars, growing your client list, and on top of that, working, right? Like the more you work, the more you shoot, edit, all these things, the better you're getting, right?
Yeah.
So don't you want to be working, improving your craft, and then when the big payday comes with some artist, because you have this huge portfolio showing what you're capable of, I've just never understood like why you'd go, yeah, I mean, I could work 5 days a week, some of them big projects, some of them small projects, but really what I want to do is only work like 1 day a month with a massive project. It's like, but that's not going to happen for you. And aren't you going to get rusty? Aren't you going to start really sucking no matter what you do? If you're only doing it, once a week, you're not getting good at it. You're losing it. And somebody else who's hungry, nipping at your heels is going to pass you up because they're better now and they work harder.
Yeah, especially now, like, dude, it's a dog eat dog world out there, dude. So
I can't stand that thought process of find people that you can rip off and charge more so you don't have to work as much. It's like,
I've made fun of those guys a few times. It's like, yo, comment scam if you want for me to sell you my secret sauce.
Yeah.
How do you think I live in this mansion? And I'll be like in front of like a video, like a house that we're shooting a music video at.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, have you heard of that story where the guy was like, how to make money selling books online or something? And I can't remember if that's exactly what it was, but it's something like that. And so you buy it and he sends you the thing. And it was basically just like, Yeah, tell people you can sell something online and make a bunch of money. It was like just one page of like, yeah, exactly what I just did. That's how I'm making money. Is I'm tricking you, and it's totally legal.
It seems like that. It really does. Because like every time I see those ads, they're bot ads. They got like 3 comments, and it's some guys like, "Hey, you mean to show you how to turn your $5,000 video business into $15,000?"
Yeah,
and it's like, bro, 15,000. That's nothing. Like, but
and there's never a there's never like a proven track record. It's not like I've been in the business for 20 years. Here's the people it's just some random person. It's like, okay, so you're trying to get rich off this. You probably don't actually even do this, drives me insane. But yeah, I love that you have the tiered options to just start working with people. Even before we started, somebody hit you up and was like, can you work now tonight? It's like, isn't that what you want? People calling. So it's good, man. How long did it take you to come around to that realization? Because you said you were on a little more of the serious side of it all, like probably doing larger projects all the time, right?
Yeah. So basically what it was, about 2020, I had a bad day one day, you know what I mean? And I kind of started riding a skateboard every day. I kind of like, I don't know, you might want to call it a midlife crisis. I don't know. But, I was super serious from like 2010 to probably 2020, 2021. And one day I just started skateboarding like every day. Okay. And I at the time had a lot of clientele. I had a lot of money saved up. I had a lot of crypto. Okay. And so when I was kind of going through this mental difference in my life, I started, skateboarding every day. And then I started doing like just being a kid again. And I was like going on these snowboard trips. And one day, and I was doing like on skateboarding, I was like skateboarding for like a year and a half, and I was like better than I was when I was a kid because I was like an older person with more discipline, and I could try things for longer and not have to just do the same trick over and over because I was my mind was different, right? And so I was on a snowboard trip, and my homie was like, "Hey man, you should have you ever rode a one wheel?" And I was like, I mean, I've seen them online, I remember like when they first came out, they were on Facebook. And I was like, no, I haven't. You should bring it over. And so he brings it over, and I have a son. At the time, he was 8, and he rides it. And he's like, I like this, Dad. So I buy him one, okay? And he's at school, and I kind of ride around the house with it.
Messing with it.
Messing with it. And I'm like, I'm going to buy one of these. Because I bought him like the smaller ones called the Pint.
Okay.
And so I buy the bigger one.
Is this the one where you're standing on it like a skateboard?
It's
or
like
the
a
one where
skateboard.
it's between your legs and you're going forward?
The first one.
Okay.
The first
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
More of the skateboard because, when I was into this, those other things were kind of like rollerblading. It was like,
Exactly. Exactly.
Screw those.
That's what I was
other ones.
asking.
Like, no, these. And so anyway, so I get a one wheel, and on Instagram I see that people ride on the mountain bike trails on these things. So I go right down the street to the closest mountain bike trail from where I lived. It was called Rowlett Creek Preserve. Okay. And no shit, if it wasn't the first time, it was the second time. I run into another one-wheeler, okay? No shit, this guy was like one of the fastest guys. And I didn't even know people race these things, right?
Yeah.
So this guy was fast. He was good. And like there's like this thing online. There's all these Facebook groups, that were kind of big because like in COVID, one wheel kind of blew up as far as like a lot of people like knowing about it and buying them and getting into that. And so this is like 2022 when I get into it. And so I'm getting in these groups. I meet this one guy that's fast, start riding with him. He's like, bro, how long you been riding this? I'm like, dude, I just picked this shit up. But I had been skateboarding for like a year and a half, and I was like snowboarding. So I was kind of already in my...
You're in the groove.
I was in the groove.
Yeah.
He's like, how long you been riding this, bro? I was like, dude, just pick this shit up. He's like, bro, you're fucking fast. And so I start like making some content. And like since I was a skater, I didn't wear helmets. And all these people in that group, they're a bunch of like old, they're kind of pussies a little bit. And they're like, oh my God, look, this guy's crazy. He's not riding fucking wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
And so I started like kind of trolling. I started like doing a lot of content and I made a YouTube channel. And this company reaches out to me after doing it not that long. And they're like, hey, dude, we want you to do that shit for us. And at the time, I wasn't really into my work mentally because I was kind of like just kind of going through that bad day or whatever.
Yeah.
And I still liked what I was doing with that. Like I had to make a living, and like I have a son. I'm a single father, and so I just kind of threw a Hail Mary to him. I was like, bro, if you can pay me this, I'll do it. He was like, sure. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I've been freelancing for like, at this point, 14 years, counting the 2008 to 2010.
Yeah.
And so I was like, damn, okay. So I can make money promoting this one wheel stuff, making content for this company. And so that kind of blew my head up. And I started like training like I was like a pro athlete. I'm talking about like every day, 30 miles a day on this thing. And I got really good. And I started, I would go to I would go to these races, and for 3 years straight, I made it all the way to the championship of windmill racing. Like,
oh wow!
Yeah, Reno, Nevada. Like,
oh, so you were all in?
I was all in. I had like a job that was like paying me to like kind of be their marketing director / rider / racer guy. You know, I networked with One Wheel itself. They invited me in the year 2024 to go to Santa Cruz and literally give them feedback on how to make their newest model.
Whoa!
They didn't really like the company I worked for because they're kind of like Apple. Like they don't like any third party people.
Yeah.
But and they even sponsored my son Jeff, because my son Jeff was good too. But because I worked for that third party, they couldn't sponsor me, but they sponsored my son Jeff. You know, to this day I could message them and I have some sort of contact with them. But that's basically kind of how I kind of got back into this new way of how I'm doing this. This all has a purpose because basically since I went and I was like an online persona for that company, and I was a good racer. So I would like kind of troll the other racers, you know?
Yeah.
And also like the things that I rode and promoted, it wasn't like snake oil. The shit that my company actually made really made you a faster racer, a better rider, made your experience on the board better.
Yeah. That always helps when you actually believe it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they had like smaller wheels so you could have fatter tires, so you'd have better suspension as you're going over the chunk. Your rails were lighter and not made with they were skeletonized, and so they were not only lighter, but the airflow would keep your battery cooler. Like there's really cool
I never thought about the aerodynamics on a one wheel.
There's really performance situations.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Like everything you're talking about makes sense, right? Weight. I mean, if you're racing, it's weight reduction. How do you keep the engine cool? Everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. You forget there's these subcultures that go hard,
bro. We were going hard.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's fun.
Now that I'm out of it, I'm like, bro, what a bunch of geeks. I'm sorry, guys, but no, like so when I was in that, you know, I kind of like created this new social media persona to. It was just what I did. You know, I was this racer guy that talked a lot of shit online, rode one wheels every day, talked shit about it every single day. And so when I got back in the video thing, I was like, that's who I was. So I just kind of like started doing that in the video shit. Yeah. And that's really kind of how I started doing this new, because I got back into the video shit at 2024. Basically, like, you know, my boss, he was like, bro, we can't afford you no more. Straight up. And so, you know, it was crazy because I went through that whole chapter of my life, but it was really awesome because at the very beginning of that chapter, I was kind of having that bad day. At the very end of that chapter, for the first time, I realized like I missed the fucking video world. And I wasn't having a bad day anymore. Yeah. And I was like, I'm at the bottom of this mountain, the video mountain, and I finally miss it, and I'm about to fucking go in. And so awesome. 2024 was basically me starting over at the bottom of the mountain, knocking on the door, motherfuckers saying, Jeff, you're gone. Like, we don't want you back. And so that like amped me the fuck up. And it was like my first, it was like my second win. It was the beginning of my second win. Yeah. And it's 2026 right now. And I'm back in the groove. I got my shit back. And so I'm on this mission, bro. And that's kind of where you see, like, that's why I'm 41. I feel 25. No shit. I really, like, that's no fluff. Like, I really feel youthful. And I think that has a lot to do with, like, me working as a video director, working with a lot of younger people. And so, you know, I'm also blessed with, you know, because of that as well. Because I see people that I went to school with, bro, they're like old as hell. They just look old as hell. Even though I'm bald, they look older.
I know what you mean. They look like, well, what it is you're doing something. Yeah, I mean, there's stresses with any job, but you're enjoying your work again.
Yeah, I enjoy the shit out of this.
And they're not. They're trying to pay bills and, you know, hit goals that maybe aren't the goals they wanted when they started filming. You know, it's like, I imagine if you got into film, it's because you have a creative itch all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I was a skater, and I was a video guy, you know?
And so it's like, you know, you want to scratch that itch and try new things and fun things. And if you're just chasing the money, and getting those biggest clients all the time, it's harder to be creative sometimes, I imagine,
And also people like the big companies, like the corporate companies, I realized when I was working those couple years, they just want you to do the same shit over and over for new clients. Because there's always a money guy that has the connections, and he just wants you to do the same thing you did over there for that homie right here to this homie.
And they've got somebody in marketing who's like, this worked, so let's just repeat it. And it's like, okay, all right, that's boring. That's not fun. Yeah, well, when you, I want to know your process, music videos, social media, whatever it is, right? But you're dealing with clients who come to you with ideas. What's that usually like for you, where the dynamic of, I have an idea, and then you're the person who's kind of telling them what's possible, what's not possible, or maybe here's something better? How much do you like to drive them into something else, or just go, I'll just execute exactly what you want and I'm not going to put any input?
Man, it's a dance, bro.
Yeah.
Every single time. You gauge it by the conviction, by basically their words, and you always want to give them what they want,
Yeah.
And I'm very optimistic. I'm very creative. Whatever they say, I'm never going to be the guy that says, bro, you don't have the budget for that, or that just ain't going to work. What I will do is suggest like stuff in that same area of like, instead of maybe doing a bank robbery at a bank vault, maybe we're robbing something else. And that was a horrible example. But like you just take whatever they throw on the table. And if it's, and I'm pretty quick with like, from experience and just from executing projects, like what's possible, what's not possible, like a different situation, like different scenarios. And so, yeah, it's a dance with every client. It's a different dance, like, you know. And so with me, it's also, it's like a 50-50. Like, sometimes people are like, yo, I'm kind of thinking this. I'd say it's 33, 33, 33. Sometimes it's like, yo, I'm thinking this. Yo, I got a vision for it. Can you execute it? Yo, I think your shit's dope. What do you think about this? And so it's kind of split up. There's probably other little subgenres, but that's pretty much the main three that are coming through the door.
So you're not running into it too often where someone comes with an idea and you're just like, I don't think that's going to be possible.
No, because how my mind works, it's like, no, we're going to suggest something that's in that realm of somehow. We're going to suggest something that's going to, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to, show off my skills creatively, how I can execute a video. And so, if someone comes up with a crazy idea, that's too outside the box or too big for like maybe their budget. Yeah. Man, we're going to creatively tackle that. We're going to figure something out.
By the way, we have a bank vault here in this building if you need one.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll show it to you on the way out. The downstairs used to be a working bank. And so obviously they're not going to, the door, who knows how many tons that weighs or whatever, but it's just this, it's always open, but you see all the like internal mechanisms and everything. And it's pretty cool. But that, I was saying,
guys, fuck with me on the videos. I got a vault.
If you need a bank heist, he's got a vault now. No, but I was thinking of that because you do a lot of are you doing a lot of location scouting and finding somebody that it's good for? Or do most people have a spot in mind? Because I see you going like, look at this spot, look at this spot, look at this spot.
I've been working in Dallas since 2010, I got a shit ton of spots. And as a kid, this is something very easy to me because as a kid, I literally drove around. If I didn't even have a car before I even had a license, when I was with my mom or dad, I'm driving around the city. I was looking for skate spots constantly. Yeah. I'm literally like looking everywhere, like where's a cool place to skate. And so as I got older and was a filmer, I mean, I was just doing the same shit I've done my whole life. And so, I'm never off. I'm never off as an entrepreneur, a video guy. Unfortunately, I'm never off. I'm like always on, taking advantage of the situation. Literally, like if I found a cool place, it's not like, oh, I'm enjoying the moment. No, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna come back and shoot here. Yeah. So like, it's easy. I'm just made for it.
What makes a good place to you? What makes something interesting?
I like abandoned stuff. That's kind of my favorite thing. But yeah, just anything that's unique and cool. Like it don't have to be abandoned. Like any sort of just something that's basically unique. I guess that would be probably like my favorite thing. Just like if it's, I'm always shooting music videos. So if I'm going to like a bar and it just, it has an old look to it. Oh, that's badass. I want to shoot a video here.
Yeah.
You know, today when I'm leaving the podcast and you show me this fucking door, I'm like, bro, this is fucking badass. We need to shoot a video here. And so, and also it's cool, like, cause like, you know, that'll go into a little file in my head. And, you know, when this genre of client comes, says, hey, Jeff, I don't know what to do. And like, I hear the song and it's talking about some sort of, you know, money or some sort of, you know, genre that we can kind of use that vault, then it just comes out of that file cabinet and just comes, you know, comes out.
With these abandoned places, I mean, do you ever worry about you're hauling in some expensive equipment to an abandoned? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, have you ever run into any trouble where like maybe?
Oh yeah, I got stories.
Maybe somebody wasn't trying to rob you, but just, you know, there's 10 homeless people here we didn't realize, you know, because last time we scouted it out, they weren't here. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you can share the stories if you want, because that would be one of my big concerns about just walking around with expensive equipment.
I'm not even ever concerned about it though, really.
Yeah.
But it was like a scary movie. I was over there by Love Field. There was a real popular place. I can't get into it no more.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a really popular place by Love Field that I ran through. I'm talking about I ran through that.
Just
thing.
a building or something?
Yeah, it's like an abandoned building. I probably shot like 40 videos there. But it had multiple layers, and so me and my 2-person crew, we bring everything from the SUV inside. We put it right in the little pathway right by the door, and we're gonna take everything up to the second level. And so there was this little room nearby that I was gonna make sure no one was in there. And I went in there, and as soon as I went in there, there's out of the corner of my eye, I see someone just standing straight up in the corner like this. And so that was like basically the only time where I could have probably got killed. Somebody could have been like, "Pow!"
Right.
And but other than that, man, there's always homeless people in some of those places. Like, oh, here's another crazy one. I call this the drifting warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
This is still you probably see me where I'm like, yo, guys, this is my warehouse. You might not, but I always say, yo, this is my studio.
Yeah.
And I was walking through this one area, and somebody said, hey. I look up, and there's a guy up there, and he's just holding a football, and he throws it at me. I catch it, and I throw it back at him. Not like mean, but just and he like dodges it. And I'm like, hold the phone. Did he have anthrax on that motherfucker? And so, there's probably some other situations like that. But yeah, no, there's definitely homeless people in these abandoned buildings. And, for the most part, they always seem chill. They're probably, just high on crack maybe. I don't know.
Do they come ask you questions what you're doing, or they just kind of watch?
No, they know.
Yeah.
They know what's up. Because I'm Jeff Adair Films in this motherfucker.
So they know.
Fuck with me on the videos.
When you talk about going through, like, filming 40 different things at one place, do people ever get, I don't want to shoot at the same place that other people have shot at? Like, do they want exclusivity if they shoot there?
Not at that certain place, because that certain place at the time was kind of like a gym spot that I didn't really like tell a lot of people about. You know what I mean? And I used it kind of like as my own like little warehouse. And when you shoot at these spots, like at night, and you're able to use like different lighting, different areas of the warehouse, you can kind of create different looks. And so the only place that's like that is a place called Fabrication Yard. Have you heard of this place?
I don't know the name. Is that over like East Dallas?
This is like in West Dallas.
West Dallas. I'm sorry, West Dallas. It's over off like probably, what is that, Riverfront or something over there?
It's right. Yep.
I know
it's that one.
about. It's got like 5 murals on one spot. Yeah.
That's the most ran through place that, in my experience of shooting videos, there has been people that be like, hey man, we're not shooting at Fabrication Yard. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's that ran through. But now it's such a like I just shot there like 2 weeks ago with a homie that would definitely like a few years ago have been like, bro, we're not shooting on Fabrication. He gave no fucks. I gave no fucks, because now it's like, dude, if we need like a little dark, seedy location for a shoot, it's almost like a gym. It's almost like Dallas history at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
now it's a recognizable spot.
It's like, who cares? Like, we just need this. Like, we shot this vampire rave, right? And it just served the purpose. And what was crazy about this particular night is the cops showed up and told us to leave, and it's never happened at Fabrication Yard.
I mean, why?
Never.
That's what everyone's there to do, right? Why would they tell you to leave? What's the issue?
The issue that night was it was past 11, and people have been calling in. So they're
calling in
Bro.
in that part of town.
all right,
calling in.
So me and my artist had like theories. Like
For people who don't know,
we had haters. We had haters
yeah.
like trying to like calling in. Like, oh, hold on, Jeff Adair shooting a video over there. We're calling over and over. We're getting that shit shut down.
Yeah, they're always trying to shut you down because you don't have the permits, man.
But I made some funny ass content that night. I'll send it to you. But yeah, like literally, like I'm telling the cops, like, bro, let us finish. And he's like, I'm like, I get him to give us like 10 more minutes. And then like when he's there, I'm like, yo guys. And he's like, no, he's lying. He's rage baiting y'all. We tell him to get the fuck out of here.
I'll tell you what's more frustrating about that is like I had a buddy, he lives over here in this neighborhood, and he just had his truck broken into where they popped the window. They didn't find anything in the truck. So they hit the clicker and opened up his garage, and then they go into his garage to start rummaging for stuff, like while they're at home sleeping in the house. So it's like you've broken into the house at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you call the cops about that.
Cops don't do shit.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we'll send someone out in a few hours, take a report or whatever. And he ends up probably just doing it over the phone, right? But they'll come shut you down. And for people who don't know that area of Dallas, it's just like a warehouse business district. There's not houses, like you're not disturbing homes or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know who would call on that. So
exactly, no,
definitely your competition. I'm on board with this theory.
No, we had that theory.
I'm on board with it.
Really, because like I don't think I did it because I do have, there's been a situation where I had my boat stolen. I got my boat back, okay, but that day, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be at this time, this area. I'm looking for this kind. Like sometimes I use Instagram to get like models and stuff for the videos, and so I still do that, but I don't do it in a sense anymore where I'm like, yo, at this time, right?
Right.
But at that day, I did. My boat got stolen, right?
Nah.
So I don't think it came from mine, but he was on his radar saying, yo, we need extras for this scene. Mm-hmm. And so we think it came from his, because I didn't tell people like, yo, I'm shooting a video tonight at Fabrication Yard, unless like it was an inside job. No, but
I mean, a lot of times it is.
It could be.
It could be, man. Don't rule it out.
For sure.
You got your boat back?
I got my boat back. I'll tell you this whole story. This is how like cops don't do shit. Like, my boat was literally part of some sort of like crime mob. So check this shit out. I got a boat. It was like 2020. It was like right after my bad day. I got a boat.
What kind of boat we talking about?
24-foot ski boat.
Okay. That's a nice boat.
It's a nice boat.
Yeah. Okay.
And so my theory is it was the FedEx guy that was all right. So let me just tell you from that point, because this is why I thought it was a FedEx guy. But just long story short, someone stole 2 trucks to steal my boat.
Oh, wow.
And so it was part of like a fucking...
So like they stole a truck to take it
and then stole another
truck. Swapped a truck at some
check
point?
this shit out. So here's it from the theory. There's a FedEx guy pulls up. He's like, nice boat. He's like working. He's like dropping a package off.
Right.
I tell him, because I got it from Plano Marine, I tell him about the boat, and not like super long, like a 20-second spiel, like, yo, I got this from a rich-ass place. Some rich dude probably bought it and took real care of it. It's a little older, but I got a great deal on it, blah, 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 and drop like a price of like what I kind of paid for it. There's that, right? I go a couple months on using it. The day comes of that video shoot where I'm like, yo, I'm going to be not at my house, right?
Yeah.
My babysitter calls me, FaceTimes me, and she's like, bro, where's your boat? And I'm at the shoot. I'm like, she don't FaceTime. She calls me. I'm like, FaceTime me. She FaceTimes me, and she shows, like, no boat. Oh, God. And so I tell my artist, I'm like, bro, I'm going home. He's like, bro, you got 48 hours to call in the. I'm like, bro, you don't want me shooting your video right now. I don't give a fuck about your video right now.
Yeah.
I'm going home to fucking figure out this boat.
Unless your video is finding the boat. We're done.
And so I go home. Not Plano, but Rowlett, please come out and fucking do a little report.
They just give you shit gets stolen. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
It was nothing. No, she was like, yeah, your boat's in Oklahoma getting stripped right now. You're not getting your boat back. Basically.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And so I'm down, dude. Because, like, to be honest, like, my whole dream as a kid, I used to go on the boat. Like, I grew up kind of poor. You know what I mean?
Same.
And so I would go out with my dentist. It was my friend. His dad was a dentist. I would go out with him and his family on the summer lake days. And out there, I was like, dude, I'm gonna do this when I'm a dad. You know, it was like a dream.
Yeah,
it was like a goal of mine. And so I was doing that. I had at the time my son was 7 or 8.
Yeah, so they didn't take your boat; they took your dream.
They took my dream.
Took your dream.
Exactly. And so, I get heated. Like I'm gonna get this fucking boat back.
Yeah.
And so I
can imagine too, because you said you're coming off your like bad day, existential. I'm changing everything. Like that's the wrong person to steal from at that time,
bro. I was like one of those guys in those movies. I was like Rambo, like some fucking commando shit. So basically, what I did was I took a picture of it. And I made a bunch of copies. Lost boat. I was gonna go hit up every marina, put on every car there. All right. I was doing that, and then at the same time, I have like at the time, I still had a social media presence. I put on my Facebook and different like Facebook groups. I'm like lost boat, cash reward. Okay, and so in the middle, and I put on Craigslist. Okay. Bro, I get like 3 good bites. The first bite is this. Someone's taking a picture of my boat in a fucking Jimmy John's drive-thru in fucking Louisville, Texas. And they're like, bro, I got your boat. Okay? And he's got the tag.
And do you just go like, follow them? Like, what do you tell them?
At the time, he thought it was an open shut case because all he did was take a picture of the boat's tag and say like, boom, here you go, bro. And so that truck was stolen. Okay. He gives me the description of who was in it. He said some fat white guy and 2 good old, one good old boy, like country white dude in the front seat and some woman in the back, some lady in the back seat. And they're at fucking Jimmy John's ordering sandwiches. Okay. So there's that. Boom. Then the same day, a security guy calls me. He's like, bro, I saw your boat last night. I'm like, tell me what happened. And he's like, all right. I work security at a fucking dentist office. Okay? And he's like, yo, I come around the dentist office and I see this boat with a flat tire on the trailer. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I call my boss and my boss is like, dude, tell me to get it towed. He's telling me. And then all of a sudden a F-150 rolls up. And he says this black dude gets out. And he made a point to say he had like some shorts on, some khaki shorts, and he had some polo shirt tucked in. And he was acting nervous. And he looked like he had just went to somewhere to get like some sort of like, I think on the truck, on the trailer, there was a spare. So he must have went to like an AutoZone to get like the...
Oh, yeah, to get like
the 4-way thing, right?
Yeah.
So he comes back and he says he's acting nervous. And the security guy's like talking to him. And the guy says exactly what I said to the FedEx guy. He tells him, he's like, yeah, it's my new boat, blah, blah, blah. He says the same shit that I had said to the FedEx guy. So my theory is the FedEx guy is like always like looking for things to steal, and he's like tied to the crime.
Dude.
All right, so check it out. This is crazy. So the guy says he was acting shady, he was acting nervous. He gets the trailer, he gets the new tire on, he gets the fuck out of there. And the security guy says he was watching him as he leaves. As he leaves, another F-150 had been across the street the whole time watching everything, gets right behind the boat. They're 2. So he gets right behind the boat to hide the boat's tags, or, maybe if a cop gets behind him, he can act crazy to kind of throw off the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, get pulled over for speeding so the boat can keep going, yeah.
And so someone had stole 2 trucks to steal my boat.
Jesus.
Okay, so here's how I got the boat back.
Yeah, okay. Because at this point, it's still driving away. It's not like anybody's...
At this point, it's a whole day later, and a security guy's telling me, "Yo, last night I saw your boat, but shit, I don't know where it's gone." And so, because of my Facebook shenanigans of like, "Hey, I'm offering a cash reward," and luckily, whoever stole my boat stored it in North Dallas at some shitty apartment. It got towed.
Yeah.
It got towed because, like some of those shitty apartments, like if you back into the parking spot or if you don't have this, your shit's gone, homie.
Yeah.
A guy that works at the Dallas Police Department tow yard said, yo, I towed your fucking boat in this morning. Bro, I show up to Dallas tow boat with my fucking receipt. No questions asked. Here's your boat. Sayonara.
Holy
Never
God.
like, hey, well, Jeff, let's dust this for finger. Like, it was like, yo, take your shit and get the fuck out of here.
See, I mean, 1, I'm happy like
so
you figured it out. But two, what drives me crazy is why can't a detective or somebody. Like, you're doing the job that a detective could do to track something down, right? And it's like, if it got towed from a thing, it's like, isn't that a lead? Don't you want to catch some of these people who are,
they got so much on their plate.
I know, but
that's what
I'm
it
extra
is.
bothered by all this because my truck was stolen this year from our house, and my wheels were like, when you said the FedEx guy could be scouting these things, that was 100% my thought, because my truck, it was a Toyota Tacoma, but it was like a higher trim package that wasn't offered a lot, and it had like an off-road package, and it's just, I know 4x4s and stuff get stolen, but I didn't think this one. We're in a nice neighborhood. I didn't think would be an issue ever. But now there's a couple instances, and I don't want to say anything on here because I don't want to like defame the city of Dallas because it was one of their employees. But there's different workers for different departments that come around and check on things. And there was one day where one of them was like very weirdly like looking at my truck, and it's like after the truck was stolen, it's like a couple weeks went by, and I was like, I wonder if that's the motherfucker who scouts this and tells somebody. And like my wheels start turning. It's like, I know there's good cops where their plates are just full and they don't, if you don't have a good lead, it's over. But then part of me wonders, is it like the movies where there's like one of y'all in there though who purposely makes it work so poorly to catch this stuff because you're getting a little cut on the side, or like you got some little angle. It's like, I always think, because there's so many of those types of thefts that they just go, yeah, we never find them. Too bad. Mm-hmm. It's like, what? No, we got cameras everywhere. There's scanners on these intersections that'll hit license plates. It's like, you got nothing? And, we have like a friend of a friend of a friend, because I was texting everybody, because when the truck got stolen, it was 5:30 in the morning when it got stolen. I was leaving for work at 6. So like it was pretty just happened.
And so where do you live again?
Here in East Dallas.
Okay.
I don't want to say on here exactly where, but East Dallas, and it's a nice neighborhood. Like
guys.
we're very middle class, right? Okay. And
but East Dallas, it's one road is kind of hood, and one road is the next shit is good.
We're in an area where you got to go several roads before it gets hood.
Okay.
And we have lots of intersections in between there. And when I called 911 to report it, they're like, well, somebody will get back to you. They got back to me 12 hours later. And then they were like, well, now that it's reported stolen, if it hits any of our license plate scanners, we'll see it. 12 hours later. And I'm like, well, it's already in the chop shop or wherever it's going, And we have like...
Did you ever find it? You ever get it back?
No, but we have like friend of a friend of a friend who was like, because I asked him, I was like, well, did it hit any of the intersections? They're like, no, it didn't hit any. But then our way distant person was like, it hit here at this intersection. And it was like minutes after it had been stolen. And it's like, yeah, DPD didn't mention that. Why didn't they mention that? And then your wheels just start turning like, I wonder if somebody's in on this, or just allows things to happen. They get a little cut, Part of the reason I think this way is I'm watching The Sopranos for the first time. So I think
giving you a lot of different ideas.
Everything's corruption in my mind right now. But, it was so frustrating. Like, I know it's hard to catch a lot of criminals, but it makes like, I respect your vigilante, like tracking it down, man. Cause it's like, aside from feeling violated, like you got your shit stolen, it's like, you wanted the boat, man. That was your dream. And it's like that truck. It's like, yeah, I have insurance. I got to pay out for it. It wasn't enough. It's all a hassle. But I loved that truck. I bought it in 2016. It was almost 10 years old. I didn't want to buy anything new. I liked it. It had everything that I wanted in a car. And so then you're just like, I'm not ever going to be able to replace that, really. That feeling of like, I'm thinking about when I bought it. Like that's the only... well, this car that I have now is brand new, but that was the first brand new car I'd ever bought. So it had 5 miles on it. Like it was like a special car.
And it's just fucked up that you're in your house and and it happened.
Dude, at 5:30 and I go at 6. I was literally like, I was up like getting my stuff together, and I just didn't.
And I can't stand thieves, because thieves it's like, bro, go. You don't know that. Anything you steal, it's gonna come back to you, bro.
Yeah,
like the world is you get the shit that you give, And
so this is probably my payback, because when I was really young, like teenager, like 16 through 19. Any job I had, whatever little shit job I had. You said you were a skateboarder. I used to work at this place called Eisenberg's. And
oh, dude, that's one of my first skate parks.
There you go. I got fired from Eisenberg's because I had a little hustle where I was stealing cash. from like, do you remember how they had like bands on Fridays and stuff? It's like,
No.
oh, anyway, I might slide like $1 in my, and it was dumb too, because you're talking like, I don't know, $20 or something that you're taking. Because in my mind, it's like, I'll throw it in my gas tank. Great. I don't have to, and you're dumb and immature. I grew up poor. So I'm thinking anybody who's running a business must be like filthy rich. Now I'm more mature and I realize like, oh, I was stealing from a family business. Like that's the worst.
Yeah, it was the rollerblader parents.
Arlo, yeah. And so anyway, so after all my anger settled, I was like, I bet that's karma swinging around. I bet that's what it is. We're just balancing it all. And
I don't know. That's kind of that's kind of a little lopsided right there.
Well, that was only one example, though. There was different companies, always a stupid little hustle. And it was, it was small amounts, but it's still like you're being a piece of shit thief, and
no,
I'll just chalk it up to that.
I got that too. Like
Yeah.
we would back road, as being from Athens, Texas, and yeah, me and my friends would cooler hop, and so yeah, I got a couple of those little stories.
I think most people go through that when you're young.
Yeah, in high school, just
yeah, and like I don't know how you are, but you said you grew up poor. Like we always had food and shelter. Like we weren't like. There was definitely people worse off than us.
Yeah.
But we, not a lot to go after that, right? And, there was definitely a chip on my shoulder for years about like, if you got more and I take it, I somehow deserve that. Like there's just some weird justification of it all, which was bullshit. And then now that I'm adult where I'm like working and paying for things, I'm like, oh man, I was a piece of shit.
No, earlier on I was like rich people, because
Yeah.
like even like with the boat story, I'd go out with my friend whose dad was a dentist, like going all the way home and like, yeah, they're rich. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
I would, it was just two different types of people. Like there was us, and then there was rich people.
Yeah.
So.
And me, I never had the maturity. Like you think anyone who's rich is just lucky, like, well, rather than they might have actually worked really hard.
No, it takes a lot of discipline.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, it takes a lot of discipline. So
yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's a little bit of karma rebalancing. So it's like after I was upset and it all sorted itself out, and it's like I took the insurance money, and it's like I was like, I want to grow. I want to do more of these comedy specials and things like that. I was like, I'm going to buy something like crazy practical, really good gas mileage, so I can invest more in these things, So then after all that, I'm like, maybe this was all like a good thing. Maybe like the universe stole my truck so I could benefit. Like,
that's how you need to look at it, to be honest.
Otherwise, I would just be angry about it still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll always miss the truck, but I'm not angry anymore, at least.
No,
I can't believe you got the boat back, though. That's so First of all, like, you stole a boat, so you go to Jimmy John's?
Bro, so here's my
It's
theory
so
on that. Here's my
dumb.
theory on that, because there was two different types of people. There was this black dude, and then there was this fat white guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so my theory was the FedEx dude was a black dude, so maybe he knows the dude that stole it.
Mm-hmm.
Then they take it to this dude that's like a boat specialist to take it out, and also to get the scent off them. Like hey,
Yeah.
they're not going to go out there and test the boat, so we're going to exchange the person, and then they were going to maybe sell it. Like just theories, you know what I mean? But no, there was definitely two people that told me two different people had possession of my boat. This black dude behind the dentist that had. Like he's
The flat tire.
the flat tire, and then there's this fat old white guy that's in Jimmy John's.
Getting a Jimmy
Like,
John's
bro, the dude was so hungry. He had one job, like stay low key, homie. Go and test the boat out. You're at Jimmy John's, bro. Idiot.
When you bring the boat back, are you now investing in like a heavy chain or something? Like you gotta change it up now.
No, yeah, no. They got the trackers.
Yeah.
And then the big trailer hitch and
All that stuff.
But no, and also at that time too, when I got it back, I got off. Well, my house, I don't have like a shelter anyway, so I went ahead and got like.
Like a carport, like a cover cut kind of.
I rent a place now.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, RV storage kind of spot.
Yeah, man, because that boat life now, dude, you're burning money if you're not keeping it climate controlled or something. All that winterizing or whatever. Man, but you still have the boat?
Yeah.
Oh man, good for you.
And
man.
in last few years, this summer will be our first boat or first summer back really, because that one wheel shit really took over our summers for a few years, and so last summer was the first real summer back without the one wheel stuff, like just consuming our whole summer.
Yeah,
and we were just kind of getting back in the swing of things. This summer, we're actually going to be ready to have some summer days. So
do you ever think about the young version of you that was, thinking like one day we're gonna have a boat, and now like you got a boat, you got it's
Yeah,
like,
when you're out there, for sure.
it seems so insignificant, but it's like a goal you set and a goal that was achieved. And it's like those are such big moments in life,
No, every time I'm out there, and like I barely drink. I'm not a drinker, and forever I was a smoker. I've actually stopped smoking weed like about maybe 3 or 4 months ago. No, about 3 months ago, because I'm like day 80 off the ZA. It's somewhere in the 70s to 80s, and so I was never a drinker. But when I'm out there and we'll have a couple of drinks, that's when it's like it hits me. It's like yeah, achieved the drink.
That's so awesome, dude.
It's funny how like, drinking will do that to
That's
you. But
badass, man. Well, where's the goals with the film production now, man? Like, what's the next step?
The next step's now that I'm kind of got my footing back, gonna make some strategic moves. One of those, I'm gonna get a studio. Do here for a few more years. And then, I know Cali or in LA isn't the place really right now because everything's leaving there because Hollywood's basically kind of like dying a little bit. Like it's not dying, but it's shifting heavy. That, and also like the whole comedy thing, acting, like I got a lot, like I feel like there's going to be a whole other life that I've yet to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like, maybe moving, maybe being an actor, But right now, in the next like short term, 3 to 4 years, studio here.
What do you think? What do you want to do with the studio that you can't do right now?
So the studio is going to offer a few different things. For one, it's like 3 different things it can offer you. First off, it's just going to bring in bigger, more serious work, and then also the execution of locking in every lead that comes in. It's a little easier once you have that studio. Instead of like, hey, send you a DM, take it or leave it. Now it's like, hey, you know what? Come out of my studio and let's talk about it. Okay? There's a lot more. It's a lot more serious. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 2, you have some passive income that you can have by just renting it out. Okay, you can rent it out to other filmmakers. You can have a whole little leg over here that you can build up and have little sets that you can have people come and do their influencer stuff, their content creation stuff.
Mm-hmm,
okay,
mm-hmm.
And then now also the third thing is you have the flexibility to every project that you're doing personally. You can build like a set. You got more you can do with your own projects versus like, oh, we're gonna go to this warehouse and do this, or we're gonna go do this alleyway. Now it's like, okay, here's the concept we're doing. Okay, we can just go to Home Depot and buy a couple things and build this little thing, and so it's gonna have it's gonna have several different purposes. And it's my goal, like getting back in after being like a kid for a few years. One of my main goals was to just rapidly grow wealth real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, and so. Having that kind of passive income just kind of coincides with that goal.
Yeah. Gives you the freedom to do what you want.
Yeah.
Smart. How big of a place do you think you need to do that?
I've had a studio before, and it was about 3,000 square feet.
Okay.
And it was big enough for us to have a psych wall. I had a front little office area, and then I had one set. I had one little square room that you could change out, right? Well, I want something bigger than that. So double that, 6,000 square feet. But at the same time, you can't have it too big because then you're going to have those monthly bills that are going to be eating in your margin,
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 square foot would be okay.
That's a big space.
Yeah.
That's big. Man, you like any certain part of town?
Yeah, I don't want to share that.
Okay, fine.
Just because
I don't need all your secret sauce,
But no, I definitely do. And
Okay.
off air, I'll share that with you.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a good move. The passive income alone of just having a space that other people can come shoot at, whether you're there or not, that's big. I'm doing the opposite, man. This is going to be one of the last interviews in this studio because I want to make an investment into something else and not have this being the bill that I'm paying. But I'm going to go back to setting things up and tearing them down each time. I haven't done that in a long time. I love having this as just the space. You come in, turn on the lights, and go. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be that necessary sacrifice. Where you were, with your midlife crisis, I think I just entered that phase.
For sure.
I'm doing that right now. But
Well, stay strong with it, man.
it's exciting.
It's going to be a new little chapter for a little while.
Yeah. Well, I'm good with change. Change has never bothered me. I like new. I like change, but I'm gonna miss the convenience of this. Is what I'm really gonna miss. And because you tell yourself too, like we're gonna get this, and this never goes away. And then all of a sudden you think, oh, man, if I want to do these other things, though, I guess we got to get rid of it, which is a bummer. But so then I'll just come to your space and go, hey, man, I got to set up a podcast studio here.
Hey, on the cool, we're going to have that off. We're going to offer.
Are
that
you going to
kind
do a podcast studio?
with YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get monetized, get like many different streams of revenue, and so one stream of that revenue, get online every day and talk some shit, and hopefully maybe I'm cool enough for people to listen to. I mean, I'm not saying I am, but maybe give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why not?
Yeah.
You're already grabbing a following on social media, so it's definitely possible. Mixed in with all the fun, though, I mean, do you like giving your tips and tricks away on how you like? Would you ever want to show people like, here's how I shoot things, here's how I like to do things, and get on that side, or is that going back into like the previous serious life that you don't want to do anymore?
I do it to a certain extent now, and if I was to do it, I would probably want to market it in a fun rebel kind of way, kind of like rebel without a crew kind of way.
Yeah,
and so I'm not mad at it.
But that's why I ask, because that's a lot of your theme right now is basically like, you don't need this, you don't need that, go get it done. Just go do it. Like when you were mocking the need to go to film school now. And that's, I really believe that. Like, I probably put on a little thick, but to be honest, dude, especially with where everything is right now, I mean, dude, they can't even teach you because the next 5 years is gonna be so different. Like literally, like anyone you go to school and they teach you whatever they know, it's not even gonna be what the next few years is gonna be. Like, dude, AI is going to change filmmaking so hardcore. I mean, it's and I get how some people absolutely hate that, and I understand where they're coming from. It kind of just fits my timing as far as me coming back in, me kind of grabbing an audience, me kind of executing it how I execute it, me never being a big crew guy. People that have spent the last 20, 30 years, collaborating every day on film sets. Their life is going to change, dude, because AI is going to make things so cheap that it's wasting money to have a big crew now. Yeah.
That's going to be that's in a few years. It's actually right now, but people are still benefiting from the old way right now from just because it's so fresh that they haven't really adapted the new way. But the new way, dude, you could go film shit, not like anything. Literally, like a camera guy goes in there, films everything, no lighting, no crew set up any lights, no audio would probably be needed. But you know how much time it takes a crew to come in and light stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, on film sets like Matrix, they would come in there for 18 hours and light stuff, right? AI now, you go in camera only, film the whole scene, import that scene into AI. AI relights everything and film, like kind of polishes it all up.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, it looks amazing. And it's good now. In 12 months, it's going to be double where it is now.
Right.
And so in 3 years, for these companies to not get the return on the investment, because you already said, so you already know, people don't go to the movies anymore like they used to.
Right.
So why are we spending $300 million on a movie when AI can literally, like, it is sad to a person that spent their whole life collaborating and doing music and doing movies like that the traditional way.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the future.
Well, you heard about, I want to say Bernie Mac, and it's totally wrong. Bernie Mac's a comedian. Who's the black comic director, producer who did all the black comedy movies?
Tyler Perry?
Thank you, Tyler Perry. He was doing that. He was building a massive studio, and when he saw some AI stuff, he was convinced, and he shut it all down. He said, "I'm not going to build it anymore."
He would have went bankrupt.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you're definitely on to something there. Do you think, though, there's going to be people kind of like music with vinyl records where people just want to go, "Oh, no, this is shot only by people. I like this." Like, do you think there'll always be that?
Yeah, I think so. I think there'll be some. Sorry, guys, I'm getting ready for my skit. I forgot to do.
Do you need help with the sleeve? Can I give you a hand?
If you don't, nah.
You got it. Okay.
I think what I'll do is I'll just use both my hands. Yeah, I think there's a possibility for that for sure. Like, I think it'll be like bragging rights in a niche category of like, we're still shooting film.
All real actors.
Yeah. I think there'll be that. Yeah. I mean, but I think that has a time expiration because I think, like, to be honest, like, actors now that that have already had a name that are still going to be alive for the next 20 years, they're kind of going to be the only people that really give a fuck because I don't even know any new actors. Is there any new actors really?
Yeah, there are, but the problem is there's not.
Like because like, bro, how are streamers making more money than the mega superstar actors?
You know, I'm going through the old Seinfeld series right now.
I love Seinfeld.
Okay, well, one of the things I just never noticed before was how many actors they had that would be there for one episode, like one character.
Yeah, like they had like the dentist from Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
he had a little couple.
And like the episode I just watched, Elaine was dating a guy where every time the song "Desperado" by Ingalls came on, he had to like stop and emotionally like listen to it, like you couldn't speak or anything. It's like that guy's only there for an episode, but his episode was incredible. You know.
Seinfeld was like, those are like, you had to kind of know the characters for that to really kill. Because the first few times I watched Seinfeld, I was like, what's going on here?
I don't know that those actors are being created right now. Well, they're probably out there being created, but I don't know that they're being casted. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so if they don't stay up on that, then the acting industry as a whole is probably going to start really suffering, and there won't be real actors. You know? I don't know. What's the skit? What are we doing? I
forgot to do this real quick.
Well, I got to start wrapping up anyway, so go ahead. We'll end it on this. What is this?
Yo, guys, I just got out of jail. I'm on doing a podcast, all right? Yeah, they got me, guys. I did too many shoots without permits, and so they arrested me today, but they let me out to do my podcast. I told you earlier that I was doing a podcast, and I'm serious. I did a freaking real legit podcast. Look, I got a mic here. I got the podcast host. What's up, Travis?
Hey, what's up?
Fan of a podcast, right?
Huh?
It's called Fan of Podcast?
No, it's called I'm a Fan of. Thanks for getting the name right.
Fuck. Guys, I'm on I Am a Fan of Podcast. Hold on. It's I Am a Fan of a Podcast.
No, he's messing up against I'm a fan of.
I'm a fan of.
I'm a fan of.
I'm a fan of. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of.
I'm a fan of Jeff Adair.
Guys, it's Jeff Adair Films in this motherfucker, your favorite video production company's favorite videographer, Dallas's own Film Renegade. I am doing a podcast right now. I'm on the podcast of I'm a Fan of. With Travis in this motherfucker. You feel me? We're legit as fuck. We got fucking badass cameras with microphones.
Show them the lights.
We got the lights and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck with me on the videos. Fuck out of here.
Always on, man. Always on.
Had to do a quick little reel.
Nah, I appreciate it.
I love how I'm not even in the scene. We'll probably just do one more spiel. You know what? I'll probably just do this real quick.
Whatever you got to do. We're setting up for another one, guys.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we're actually live on the real
It's okay. I'm going to leave it all in.
Yo, guys. It's Jeff Adair Films in this motherfucker. I'm on this set of I'm a Fan of. Okay. I'm with the podcast host, Travis. Travis, pop your shit.
I'm a fan of. Find it everywhere. Music, comedy, more. Probably the best podcast in Dallas and the only one that's doing it on this level.
Guys, probably he's modest. He's modest as fuck, okay? He's your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster in this motherfucker.
Yeah. The only podcast to pull permits.
Was that I feel attacked. Guys, it's Jeff Adair Films in this motherfucker, your favorite video production company's favorite videographer, Dallas's own Film Renegade. Fuck with me on the videos. Fuck out of here.
That was perfect, man.
That was better. Yeah.
Grab your phone, shut it off. That weirds me out to be filmed by someone else's camera in my own studio that has cameras going.
Hell yeah.
Well, listen, man, I do have to get going. I love your work, man. I don't know. The whole vibe, the way you're approaching it all, I wish you nothing but success with it. It's really fun. And on top of being fun, it's really good,
I appreciate it, man.
I think that's what's separating it from people who only have fun or only good at it. It's like you're taking yourself the right amount of serious, the right amount of silly, and you're making cool shit that people actually want to use for whatever fun project they're doing, you know? So, dude, keep it up. Anything you want to plug before you get out of here? I guess social media is the best place for people to find you if they want to make a video, and then keep an eye out for the studio, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Guys, it's dwcfilms.com. That's my website where you can find me, and I got like a little contact situation there, or just any platform, Jeff Adair Films. Fuck with me on the videos.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
The I'm a Fan of podcast, music, comedy, and more.